Howdy, my name is David Taylor, coming to you again as always from beautiful Houston, Texas. It is a lovely 76, 77, about noon here, a little afternoon here in Houston. Blue skies today. Let me see. Alright, not sure what happened just now, but there we go. Let's try again. I must have hit another button. Blue skies. Alright. Looking good, looking good. Man, we had a killer Sunday too, boy. That man, oh, somebody is parking in my spot. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay. All right. We'll go somewhere different then. That's cool. Not really though, bro. I ain't in my spot, bro. Let me see. I got somewhere over here. Can pull in at. Yeah, let's try it right here. There we go. Ooh, nice. In front of another derelict house. Do all my video cameraing. Front of rundown shit. Alright, so let's get started with our news program for today. Kind of developing the start of it where we run through comments and stuff from people here on the channel. So I want to get to those. And then I got to eat some lunch and then we'll pick back up this afternoon for the news. So starting us out today. All right, Shalise Speaks. Hey, Shalise. Commented, how is the job market in Houston versus Dallas? I've been considering moving to Texas from Kansas. I have family and friends in Dallas and a high school friend in Houston. All right, cool. Good question. Good question. I would say that's probably pretty much the same. Houston's market is driven by the healthcare center and also oil and gas. That's our main, and well, yeah, okay, and the shipyard, right? So those are our main businesses down here in Houston. Shipyard, oil and gas, and we have a big energy sector, big fabrication, and then, you know, all the refineries and stuff. Obviously, the largest medical center in the world is here. In the world, mind you. So plenty of jobs around that. We have a bunch of big sports franchises, so we have all that kind of stuff going for us. So there's a lot of work here in Houston. Dallas, I imagine, is similar. I think they're roughly the same in size and population as Houston. Smaller population, a little bit larger in square mileage because, of course, it's two cities kind of pushed together, Dallas and Fort Worth. So if you take in that whole thing, then it's larger. If it's just Dallas and then Fort Worth, then it's not. But whatever, you know. So, you know, I imagine you can find very similar jobs in both cities. Very similar population, similar peoples. The weather's hotter down here. It's cooler up in Dallas. You know, so I imagine it's pretty much the same. I will look into that, though, and dig in a little deeper because I'm not just, you know, 100% offhand. And she was commenting on the, looks like the rental prices in Houston video. Next, Mr. Jonathan Moore commented, I want to leave San Francisco. I grew up in... Oh, hold on. We're going to have to go to the video itself.
Wake up in the morning and you think...
All right. Sorry. I grew up in San Francisco, and I'm 32... Or, I'm sorry. MA? Maryland? Is that Maryland? And 32 now. San Francisco is just too loony-toony for me. I definitely want to check out Texas. I have a couple quick questions. I've been in food, beverage, hospitality my entire career. Are there a lot of jobs for someone with these skills? Also, I'm pro Second Amendment and am wondering if people open carry in Austin. I'm a gay guy, but I don't flame and try to just blend in. In addition to Austin, where else might you suggest I visit? Thanks a lot for your time. All right, cool. Well, thank you very much for writing in, Mr. Moore. That's what we're here to do. So I don't think a lot of people openly carry in Austin, and really I haven't seen that many people openly carrying here in Houston, although it is now legal for people with concealed to carry handgun licenses to actually carry their handguns on their hips or in a shoulder holster hit bullet shoulders, or still concealed. So there's still a bunch of people with concealed carry licenses. Just not that many people, I guess, want to actually have it out in the open. Also, in the legislature right now, Texas is thinking about enacting a law where if you're over 21 and you don't have any felony convictions, you will be able to carry, openly carry, and maybe concealed, or maybe just openly, I don't know, probably just openly, without anything. You just be able to do it if you were a resident of Texas. So, you know, that may happen pretty soon. And of course, you can already carry your shotguns and rifles right there in the back window if you feel like it. Most people don't do that because people tend to break into your truck. So I would just, you know, unless you're gonna live out in the country, I wouldn't do that. Food, beverage, and hospitality. Well, Houston has a ton of that, dude. We have a huge influx of visitors here from Mexico and around the world. It's a huge part of the industry. Not huge, but it, you know, I'd say it's like at least in the around 20%, maybe less, but it's between 10 and 20% of the total GDP for Houston. You know what I mean? Because it's we have a lot of hotels, George R. Brown convention centers. We have people coming in all the time from around the world to visit, business, and we have a lot of people that just come here for fun. So you definitely should be able to find jobs here. So I would definitely recommend Houston. Check out that. Go to the major cities. Go to El Paso, Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, Amarillo. You know, check out those places. Maybe down to Corpus Christi, Brownsville. I mean, you know, South Padre Island. Maybe not like an all-year thing. I don't know. All right, well, cool. So anyway, there you go, Mr. Moore. I hope that answers some of your questions. Ivy 7788. How's it going, Ivy? If cells regenerate every 7 years, I must have gotten used to... I've gotten used to cells because as I get older, I feel more and more tired, LOL. Yeah, I hear you. I think I'm getting like up at the... close to the top of the hill where I'm still feeling pretty good, and eventually I'm going to start going down. I got, what, 14 more years till I'm 40? Get on 13, really. No, it's still 14. Yeah, it's like 14 years. Is it 14? No, dumbass. Stupid. 4. Oh, my God. 50. 14 more years till I'm 50. Well, just you know, it's all in your mind, Ivy. Young at heart. You got to stay young at heart. Is your family originally... She also commented, is your family originally from Texas? Did they move to Houston from a different state or a different part of Texas? My dad was born in Ohio, but his 2 brothers and sisters were all born in Corpus Christi. My grandfather was in the Navy, and they were stationed in Corpus Christi for a long time. Then they moved up to Ohio, again, because he was stationed up that way. I think he got stationed in Philadelphia or something like that. And then they moved to Ohio from there. Then Dad was born, then they came down here, they came back. I don't know the exact order of it. I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. My dad worked for the federal government. He worked for the Veterans Administration. So after I was born, about a year after I was born, he got a job down here with the VA. And so we moved down here. We stayed until I was 5, and then they tried to go to Baltimore for some weird reason. I don't know why. But we were only there for about, like, 1 winter. I remember digging tunnels in snow, and something called the Red Balloon School. It was like a Montessori school. And a kid named Leo that went there with me, who I was good friends with. That's about it. We came back after, like I said, about 6 months. Well, it was like 1 winter. I guess they were like, oh, shit, this still sucks. And came back to Houston. We've been here ever since, so, you know, I've probably been here for 33 and a half of my getting on 36 years. So, you know, I'm as Texas as you can get without actually, I guess, being Texan. I don't know, though. I don't think residency, you know, it's a culture and a mindset is what defines you as a Texan and sets you apart from the rest of the people here in America and around the world. You know, people see Texas differently. You know, a different being separate from the United States, filled with crazy people on horses. Tyrone E commented, hey Dave, thanks for uploading the video. I moved out of the city And man, this brings back some great memories. Be safe. God bless your travels. Thank you very much, Tyrone E. I appreciate it. It looks like he was commenting on the San Antonio city. It gives me a little picture next to the comment. That's great, man. That's what I'm here for, dude. You know, I love that stuff. So thank you very much for letting me know, Tyrone. Good luck in your future travels, sir. Jennifer from the UK replied, sounds great. I like fishing. Caught a couple of carp once. Enjoy the weather. We are absolutely enjoying the weather. Carp are fun to catch. You know, it's just some little bass and stuff. But we had a great time at the, I don't know if I've actually talked about this, but me and my son were fishing on Little Cypress Creek out in Cypress, Texas on yesterday. Man, it was so beautiful. Raven Johnson commenting, your attitude made my day. LOL, I love your channel. Thank you very much, Raven Johnson. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like it. Keep watching. And I hope I can stay absolutely 100% positive all the time. I'm going to try. M. Kennedy commented, you're making me very homesick watching this video. Born and raised in Houston, I lived around the Grant and Spring area for many years. I grew up just down the road in Spring. I love your videos. Thank you very much, M. Kennedy. I'm not sure if you are a man or a woman, but regardless, I'm definitely happy to help out. And I think I commented this also, but if you want to see anywhere in particular, maybe an old house or something you used to live in, I really don't mind driving by. So just shoot me an address or something, and we'll go check it out if it's close to here, because I work on Jones in 1960, so it's pretty close. Timmy Lou, Blast from the Past, or Blast the Past. Great reflective post, either way. Keep them coming, you red-blooded animal. Arrgh. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Timmy Lou. Rewind Remix NCS commented, great vid. Thank you very much, Mr. Rewind. TSS NCS commented, awesome video. Also, thank you very much, TSS NCS. Always appreciated. Ooh, man, this is... Oh, we're almost done. Too far... I'm hungry, though. I have to drive back. I bought some Anton's Po' Boys from Kroger's. So I have 4 of those. But I usually drive to Burger King, as y'all know. But I wanted to eat just a little bit lighter this week. Burger King sits kind of heavy when it's hot, you know. You want to eat lighter when it's hot. It's definitely a tip to living in Houston. Eat light, drink lots of water. If you eat a bunch of fatty stuff and then you got to be outside the rest of the afternoon, or you're drinking dark beer, stuff like that, you're going to regret that shit. Eat light, lots of water, stay light, you know. You want to keep your fighting weight. Elijah Madison, your comment was just a shade of the truth. Oh, hold on, I'm going to have to go to this one. Sorry, okay. Okay, well, that was actually a comment on a comment. Somebody named Elijah commented on the how to talk Houston tips and tricks talking to Mexicans video. Well, first of all, America has no official language, so to learn to speak English, not so. Secondly, Texas is the most southern states. We're apart from Mexico. They never crossed the border crossed them. They've been here for hundreds of years. Okay. Well, no, discard. Not really sure. I've had a couple of these, this is long. I've had a couple of these comments. If you guys want to jump into the conversation, there's a lot of people that comment on the Talking to Mexicans video, talking about the history of Mexico and America and the native people that lived in Mexico and America before the Anglo-Saxons came to colonize Northern America and the Spaniards colonized the Mexico area and South and Central America. There's a lot of people that comment on the illegitimacy of the white races and our you know, don't feel like we have a right to the land and stuff like that, and you know, along with the same comments for a lot of the Spaniards and stuff like that, the people from Spain and Europe, Italy, and places like that colonized south of here, and they're also illegitimate claims, you know, and stuff like that. Probably not the forum to get into that, although I do believe there are some legitimate points there. And yet, you know, I don't know. That's a pretty complicated issue about validity. I mean, how long do you have to live in a place before it becomes your home? Exactly. You know? Well, it was horrible that those people were killed off to make way for my people's entry into the country, you know, and nobody's proud of that. And America definitely has a bit of a sordid past, you know. We've done some bad shit. Yeah, that's true. But you know, that was a while back, and I think we've laid claim pretty solidly to the land. But you know, I don't know. That's a really good. You know, that'd be a really good video topic, and we can definitely talk about it more at some point in the future. Hi, David. Timothy Penn comment. Hi, David. The once common execution method you had trouble remembering is the electrocution. Or the electric chair. Asphyxiation or the gas chamber was also common in the past. Also, the name Bexar, as in Bexar County, is pronounced like bear. Oh, okay, so it's not Bexar, it's just bear. I enjoy the video. I replied to that. Okay, so Bear County, not Bexar. And how do I forget Old Sparky? Do we use that here still? Right? We still electrocute people in Texas. Oh my God. Well, thank you very much again for the correction, Mr. Timothy. I do appreciate it. I don't know how I forgot that, but thank you, sir. Bear County and Old Sparky. Again, for Jennifer in the UK, howdy. We have nice blue sky today. No white fluffy clouds, though. Have a good weekend. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Nikki Cole commented, hey, David. OMG, I was so shocked and smiled a bunch when you mentioned my name. As for your sister, Orange County is the safest county in Southern California. And then she goes on to describe. Thank you very much, Nikki, for answering my questions about Southern California. Again, my sister is moving there, and I do want to hear from people that have recommendations. I texted her all that stuff that you told me, and we had a nice long conversation about it. She is a little worried that Irvine may be a little too bland, and she's looking for something with some character and a little bit of excitement, but not too much, you know what I mean? Because she's wanting to get pregnant and other stuff. So, but anyway, Nikki, I'm glad I made you smile. Thank you much. You made me smile a bunch. Just from commenting. So really appreciate it. Thanks for the info. It really did help. So I super appreciate that, Nikki. Thank you. Moving on. Ivy 7788. David Joe, yes, and I got home 3 hours after leaving work. Ugh. Poor Ivy, she's stuck up there in New York City. One day you'll be free of that rat trap? No, that's not nice. I've never been to New York. I'm sure it's got a bunch of wonderful stuff about it. I don't want to trash talk too much. Why not Irvine itself instead of the surrounding areas? Irvine is ranked the best city in California to live. This from Sergio. You're going to have to tell me how to say that last name, Sergio. Sorry, dude. It's highly educated, high income college town. People are pretty friendly. I'm a Californian. Thank you very much, Sergio. Super appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. She just feels like it's not going to be very exciting. Like it's too just, you know, safe. I don't know why that's a problem for her. But, you know, let me know. Maybe you can make some recommendations for something that will be safe, but maybe, I don't know, is a little older or, I don't know, something like that. Rodney Harris, thanks for being an ace champ. Enjoy the weekend. I will, sir. Thank you very much. I did. Yeah, all right, so I think that catches us up. And it only took 18 minutes. Sweet, I have 12 minutes left to eat. Fuck yeah. That's cool, though. Just a po' boy. It'll take me like 10 minutes. Scarf that sucker down. Woo, I'm having a good day today. I'm welding. I love it. It's nice. I don't get to do it very often because I'm usually bossing around and, you know, doing the boss thing. So it's nice little break when I get to get out there on the shop floor and do some real work with the guys. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff to cover. It was a big weekend, a lot of stuff going on. We got the French elections to talk about. Man, do you guys watch John Oliver? That dude, it's super funny. Look, you don't have to have HBO. They do the main segments that they produce on YouTube. You can't see the whole show, which is too bad because it's really funny. But they do the main segments. The main segments. The main segments. The main segments. So check them out. He did a thing on the French elections as well. So we'll see how it goes out there. We'll check in with the legislature. I think they're down to like 5 weeks left for the Texas State Legislature. And they won't be back for 2 years. Got to get the budget done. We got some budget fights in Washington. We got a bunch of other stuff going on around the world, so we'll check in with everybody and get to, obviously, our main concern, the great state of Texas and the cities therein. All right, you guys, I'll see you in a few hours. Turn off. No, not turning off. And we're back. Woo! It is now 15:23 in the afternoon. I changed my clock, so it's the right time, and I want to add an hour. It only took me, I don't know how long to do it. Months. Ugh. I don't know why. I guess, you know, sometimes you feel like you have more time if you set your clock a little bit back or something like that. I mean, that's probably why people do that on purpose. I'm just being lazy. I want to give a quick hello to Mr. John at the Texas Tribune, who actually contacted me today via email. Says he's going to check the show out. So if you're watching this one, very nice to meet you, sir. How's it going? Really love y'all's stuff. I'm a big fan of your work. As you guys know, I get a bunch of info and try to put it together. Just turn off. Was it recording? I can't tell. The phone's still cracked. The screen is cracked, so it does weird stuff. If you hit a button, do it again. Hold on. Okay. All right. I got it. Oh, shit. I got it. But you know, so I read through, like, I don't know, a bunch of online magazines and you know, all the various local newspapers and stuff like that, and just grab up stuff. And the Texas Tribune is one of the main ones I look at. I really like that stuff. They're also the ones that have the data profiles on government spending and stuff like that. So remember, like, a while back we were talking about how the head coach of UT makes like $5 million a year, which, you know, whatever, they got a great football program, but I mean, dude, $5 million a year out of the state coffers to do football. Not a judgment. I'm not a professional football player or anything of the sort. So I'm just saying, highest paid dude on the state rolls. And I got that info also from the Texas Tribune. So, you know, if you're thinking about moving to Texas, again, I would definitely recommend that you do check out that website and donate. So there is more concern here in the state about the mumps, right? We're still seeing a large outbreak of the mumps. Apparently in Arkansas, in South Arkansas, they've got, I don't know, like 3,000 cases or something like that they're dealing with. It's the biggest mump outbreak in a long time. And so most of the cases in Texas are in North Texas. So, you know, they're thinking that those are linked together by people traveling back and forth to Arkansas. And then, you know, again, we said earlier that they had a number of like 13 cases from South Padre Island. It's spread by sneezing, coughing, sharing cups and utensils, stuff like that. The state kind of medical people would like people in Texas, if you live in Texas, to look out for what's swollen like lymph node glands on the sides of the neck. They'll be puffy and irritated, you know. And if you're experiencing those, that could be a couple other things too. But you know, if you do get those, you know, and you're aware that there are mumps going around, you know, you might as well go get vaccinated or go see the doctor. Now they say that the vaccination is only it only protects about 80% of cases, you know, and even if you get it another time, you can only get it up to 90. So, you know, the doctor that they were interviewing, what was his name? Peter Hotez, Hotez, of the National School of Tropical Medicine in Baylor. Of the 3 vaccines in that MMR vaccine, mumps is the kind of weak player. The disease is spread through coughing and sneezing, as well as sharing cups and utensils. Even if you get 2 doses of the vaccine, Hotez says, it barely gets you to 90% protection if you're exposed to the mumps. So this outbreak probably can't be pinned on the people that didn't get vaccination, that don't do vaccination for their kids and stuff like that. We've talked about that a couple times. He still doesn't think that's a good idea for you not to vaccinate. This is just him, not to vaccinate your children. Now, again, like I said last time, I vaccinated my kids. I was vaccinated by my parents. They were vaccinated. So I'm on the vaccination side of the fence, but it's not a judgment. It's just how I personally feel. Again, I know that's super sensitive, man, when it comes to your kids, dude. So you got to make whatever decisions you feel are appropriate, as long as you're keeping in mind the general welfare of the public, your fellow citizens. Anyway, so but don't take the opportunity to go crap on somebody that doesn't vaccinate their kids. So, they're just saying, look out for the symptoms of swollen salivary glands on either side of the neck. They are talking about maybe the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDCP, is talking about maybe doing another round of mumps if it keeps spreading. But just a little bit of, looking out, probably go a long way. So you guys just be aware of that, all right? It's on the loose. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I saw a thing earlier. Mr. Victor wants to rethink how it is interpreting a law called the Jones Act. And that law basically requires ships conducting business along the American coastline to be American-made vessels. Not owned or ran, but built here in America. So it's been a law on the books for a while, but they haven't really messed around with it. And apparently, in the last few days of the Obama administration, CBP decided they were going to start cracking down on a little bit and enforcing that law. So a guy from the Texas Railroad Commission, which actually doesn't really have anything to do with the railroads anymore, it's all oil and gas production now. But I suppose they're just going to hold on to the name because, we like tradition here. We like our. We like tradition. Let's say it like that. Ryan Sitton of the Texas Railroad Commission says it would be a big cost for oil companies who are already using the cheaper ships, and it's one that they couldn't absorb immediately because, there's apparently not that many American-made ships out there at the moment. So even if they started building them now, it would still be years until they were out and available for use. So he's trying to get this all shut down. He wants the proposal withdrawn, and so does the energy industry. Of course, shipbuilders here in the country are going, yeah, let's do that. Make them use our ships because we can build more ships and make more money. Which that's nothing wrong with that either. You kind of got both sides of the coin here. So this is going to put the Trump administration in a tricky spot. They have until mid-May to decide whether they need to prioritize energy development or American manufacturing. So we'll see how that turns out. Huh? Pretty exciting times. I don't know, man. What do y'all think? So the city of Houston could have its very own Major League rugby team next year. Huh? Rugby. That's cool. Have you ever seen people play rugby? It is a hell of a sport, man. Those guys are getting down. If you haven't seen rugby played, just watch some clips. Just go on YouTube after this one and watch some clips. Don't exit out of this one yet, though. Wait a minute. Nah, you can go. I don't care. No, I do care, but it's up to you. I don't mind. But I'd rather you kept watching. You're probably going to turn it off now, though, because I'm f***ing around. But anyway, check it out. So, they would be called the Houston Strikers, right? As the popularity of rugby grows nationwide, could that interest translate into a growing Houston fan base? I actually know a kid who plays rugby and prefers it over football. He goes to one of the Cypher high schools out here. He's a relative. 31-year-old rugby fan and Houston engineer Matthew Oliver thinks so. He says the city's diversity offers up a great backdrop for the sport. Absolutely true. There's such a big expatriate community that gets largely driven by the energy industry, and that brings a lot of people from countries where rugby is a bit more ingrained into the culture. People start playing at a younger age from the United Kingdom, Australia, or South Africa, for instance. Oliver co-founded the Houston United rugby team, also known as HURT, one of the largest social rugby clubs in Greater Houston. But when asked his thoughts about a Major League Rugby franchise, I guess I just say that I'm cautiously optimistic. There's been some different attempts in the past to form professional rugby leagues that have not worked out. So he says he's all for anything that'll help, bring rugby to America, but maybe not quite, getting his hopes up too high this time around. Well, I think that'd be cool, man. It's a fun game. He says we run 5 international games, 1 at U of H at the old Robertson Stadium, and then 4 at the new soccer stadium where the soccer team plays, the BBVA Compass Stadium. And all of them have been wonderfully attended by far more people than ever heard about rugby before the matches were put on. So anyway, it's just a pretty cool game. I'd love to see it, Another reason to drink beer and hang out, right? We'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know as it progresses. So, for decades, local water regulators across rural Texas have decided how to best conserve and use their underground aquifers. That's locally controlled small regulators like neighborhood mud districts and stuff like that. Now lawmakers are considering a bill that could change how groundwater conservation districts operate. That's got many districts, including some on the outskirts of Houston, worried they'll have less power to decide how the water underneath their communities gets used. At the state capitol recently, a Senate committee heard testimony from water managers, farmers, and landowners. Some supported Senate Bill 1392, but most opposed it. It's in the revisions in committee right now, so you can find an amended version online if you like. The bill's author, Lubbock Republican Charles Perry, wants neighboring districts to work together. The idea is that the water doesn't care about political boundaries and that the state needs a more uniform way of managing it. We've got all these little micromanagers running around on the same aquifer that performs the same way, with the same geology, it recharges the same, and it uses the same, and we've got a bunch of different sets of rules. That's what Perry's saying. The bill required districts tapping into the same aquifers to come up with similar rules. It would also ban them from trying to keep water all to themselves. Districts would be prevented from setting up more restrictive permit conditions on people looking to export water. For growing Texas cities that in the future might want to pump in new water sources from rural areas, that's good news. So for the bigger cities that are growing and growing and growing, I guess the rules would make it easier to draw in more water, but that could be a problem for the more rural areas. And again, you got this centralized local or state control versus local control, which, from all of my bitching and grandstanding and soapboxing, you guys know where I fall on that line. Always favor local control. But, I'm wrong a lot of the time, too, so you can't listen to everything I'm saying. Are we moving away from local control in all this process? LG Ron asked lawmakers at a recent hearing. He's a Wharton County rice farmer and vice president of the Coastal Bend Groundwater Conservation District. He told lawmakers that the current system is working just fine. He says if each district, with their different rules, and they're achieving their individual desired future conditions, and at the same time we're protecting private property rights and groundwater, why should we change all of our rules? Some water districts do support the idea of a more standardized rulemaking across the state, but the Texas Alliance of Groundwater Districts says among its members there's concern that the urban areas will have more power. And that's probably a big problem. Attorney Russell Johnson, who supports the bill, says there is an inevitable conflict here. As we move forward with an even greater water demand, the easy sources, the low-hanging fruit, have already been accounted for. Johnson has represented landowners who have access to water resources and want to tap that water to help meet demand. He said these changes would help those people. I think it's really frustrating thing for landowners is to know that if their property were located 1,000 yards in another direction, they'd be authorized to produce substantially more groundwater than they are where they're currently located. Groundwater in Texas is private property, but it's also about the public good, says Gabriel Collins, a water policy researcher at Rice University. He says Senate Bill 1392 would help people in the water business. I think what it's trying to address is a concern on the part of potential water export project developers that they may get their wings clipped by an independent-minded groundwater district. So this is a pretty big issue in not just Texas but a lot of states where the population is growing pretty rapidly, and it's something we really need to think about. I wonder, are we totally ignoring desalination for irrigation? Is that too difficult? I know the guy, I think I did a video like a while back, but the guy that makes 8-Hour Energy, the little shot of caffeine and sugar thing, he's made so much money off this that he's funding like these huge projects all around the world. And I think one of them is he wants to build these like oil tanker sized ships as a like an independent desalination unit that can just turn salt water into regular water for people that need more water. So maybe that's something we should start thinking about too, future needs. There's a lot of people. We need a lot of water. Cheers. Salute. Slanche. That's good stuff, man. Bottle of water. We should go back to like the 1970s and get on that train, boy. Damn. Moving on to Austin. We talked about this last week, and I said if I heard more stuff, I'd let you guys know. First of all, you're going to have to look up a link. I will put it up here, and you can pause the video and type that down. All right. Infowars.com/live/AlexJones/Jones/respond/2/ I'm sorry, is this the slash? This thing, or is this the... No, this is the slash. What's this thing? In the middle, the little horizontal bar thing. Okay, Infowars.com live Alex Jones responds to Sandy Hook vampire. So, I don't know, man. Alright, I'm just gonna read the article. I read it earlier, and it's just... The guy's doing weird stuff. I told you this guy, keep Austin weird. Well, that's the dude, right? He recorded a video over the weekend, and it's weird because he released this video halfway into his 2-week child custody trial at the Travis County Courthouse. Now, remember last week I was saying this dude is not going to give up his online persona just to keep a hold of these kids. And I think I was right, because, I don't know, he's saying a bunch of crazy shit. So, Jones asserts that the mass shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary is a hoax. I've watched his videos about this. Again, not because I believe any of that crap, or, well, most of it, but because I'm just a big fan of conspiracy theories, the same way I'm a fan of science fiction and horror movies. Anyway, so, a lot of people are not they're not really friendly about that, though, and they don't find it as amusing as I do, because they take this Joker seriously, but they don't like that he's doing that. So, that's what the title of the video was, but apparently, it's an hour and 6 minutes long. It begins with scenes from the science fiction movie Soylent Green, which is the one where they have too many people, and so they start reprocessing us to feed us. Soylent Green is people! Nobody? No? A couple of you. No? Oh, yeah, you liked it. You know who you are. Yeah. Good stuff. in which Jones starts talking about, his some previously undisclosed elements of his biography. Most provocatively, here's the line. It's 48 minutes in. When I was 16, I didn't want to party anymore. I didn't want to play games anymore. I grew up. I'd already been in fights, all the big rituals. I'd already had probably, I hate to brag, but I'm not bragging. It's actually shameful. Probably 150 women or more. And that's conservative. I'd already had over 150 women. I'd already been in fights with full-grown men. Already been dating college girls by the time I was 15-year-old. I was already a man at 16. Yeah. Dude, super trying to hold on to custody of those kids with that sucker right there. Got to make your own decisions in life. Hey, man. I guess I'm just as guilty because I'm putting views onto his videos by watching them myself. So maybe I'm in part to blame for the existence of Alex Jones. I'm sorry. But they're so much fun. This shit's so crazy. All right, moving on. San Antonio, Texas, after U.S. Representative Joaquin Castro wrapped up speaking here Wednesday, completing the latest stop on his statewide tour of a potential Senate run. One man in the crowd turned to another and voiced some ambivalence. I don't know if he should do it, the man said, alluding to what would be an uphill battle against U.S. Senator Ted Cruz. He's got a good thing going. It's the question hanging over the San Antonio Democrat as he nears his announcement plans for the 2018 season. Is it worth giving up his seat in Congress to go against Cruz, who already has a strong Democratic opponent in O'Rourke? Should he give up his seat just to go after this guy? At the end of the day, it's all about what's in his gut, said Julian Castro, Joaquin Castro's twin brother and the former U.S. Housing Secretary. Is this something where he can best serve the people of Texas and his constituents? And that's not an easy decision because he's done a lot of great work in Congress and he has significant committee assignments that allow him to serve his constituents and the American people well. Personally, Mr. Castro, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're not going to see this. But let O'Rourke take it, man. All right, he's already got some steam behind him. People are talking about him. We all want Cruz out of there, but at least I want Cruz out of there. Maybe he's got some fans among the people that watch. And hey, you know what? If you like Ted Cruz and you watch this show, I want to hear from you, man. Why do you like Ted Cruz? What about his style and rhetoric and activities makes you like him? Because it's okay if you don't agree with me. I'd love to hear from you, in fact, if you disagree with some of the stuff I say. I'm really seriously, and I promise I'll respond. And as long as you don't write like the N-word or anything terrible, then I won't erase your comments either. I do have to erase comments sometimes, but it's because people are using racial slurs or other horrible things that I don't really want associated with my channel. Sorry. But, we'll see how it goes. Yeah. So, we got some one more time. So, we got some world news. We got some world news for you. World news. If I can get my mouth to function correctly. It's even worse in the morning. Political outsiders emerged victorious in the French election Sunday as Emmanuel Macron, a centrist who has never held elected political office, and far-right National Front leader Marine Le Pen received the most votes and will face off in a deciding runoff on May 7th. The world has watched the election, with bated breath to see if the anti-European forces will prevail in France. Le Pen is a Eurosceptic who has pushed isolationist, anti-migrant views and has denied France's role in the Holocaust. Sweet. So that's a good start. Her dad was actually a little bit crazy too. Macron is a pro-Europe and has advocated for France's greater engagement in the world. Macron is widely expected to defeat Le Pen by a large margin in next month's vote. Now, we all remember how that turned out here recently, so I guess we'll wait and see. But, you know, I would say right now, don't put too much stock in the TV commentators, because they obviously don't know what they're talking about. I hope Macron is reaching out to everybody and not ignoring portions of the population that they don't feel like they're going to win with, because that's what happened in this last our last election cycle. Was the Democrats just totally said, no, we're not even going to go to Texas. We're not going to go to New Mexico. We're not going to go to Wyoming. We're not going to go to Oklahoma. We're not going to talk to anybody. You know, and they've realized the error of their ways. Last week we talked about Bernie Sanders riding around. He was in Dallas giving a speech. Now, I'm not saying which way you should go. You know, I think we all should vote each person appropriate to what their job is, and if you feel like they should have a more conservative or more kind of liberal leaning to function in that job they're going to do, you know. So you shouldn't straight ticket vote, period. You should be voting Democrat, liberal, or Democrat, Republican, independent. It should be a mix. Just me personally. But I do think that it's important for the Democratic Party and the Republican Party and any other political party out there to go talk to people and find out what the hell's going on and try to help people solve problems. That's their point and purpose in life, is to help us, right? To serve the general public and the general welfare of the United States of America. If they're not doing that, then they're not doing their jobs right. If they're not talking to people, they're not doing their jobs right. Which is another thing I'm not happy with Mr. Cruz about right now, ignoring town hall meetings because you don't want to have people yelling at you. Well, that's just being scary, man. People, they have a right to yell at you. You have to stand there and listen to their concerns and be polite and pay attention. Again, that's your function, okay? If you don't have time for the people, why are you representing us? You know what I mean? I'm just saying. All right, back off the soapbox. Sorry. As the candidates face off next month, it will be a test not of political parties, but of vastly different worldviews. We have here, on the one hand, the French, who are confident in the future, who are optimistic, who want economic openness, says Alicia Lefebvre, a French politics expert at Columbia University. On the other side, it's the French who are scared about the future and who are nostalgic for what they imagine was the security and certainty of a bygone era. I think that's, that it makes sense, We all kind of want that, even though it's just not possible because it's already gone, man. That is over. Yesterday, in fact, the start of this video, it's already done. You know what I mean? We got to go forward, and we can only go forward by acting right now. Does that make sense? So, oh, looks like that trooper got somebody else. He's been sitting right in front of me, dude. And I think I did a very good job just now of not looking at him too many times, because he was sitting right there. Not that that's a problem. I'm not breaking any laws. I'm just saying, they're state troopers. Those guys, get the heart pumping a little bit. Have you guys made any of our tech? All right. I'm just saying. In Africa, U.S. Secretary of Defense James Mattis visited the U.S. military base in Djibouti Saturday. D-J-I-B-O-U-T-I. Djibouti? I don't know. I want to say pop song lyric, maybe? Djibouti! So it's probably not right. I'm usually not saying stuff right. Renowned conservationist Kuki Gallman was ambushed, shot, and severely injured on her ranch in Kenya on Sunday. The Zambian opposition party said the government is trying to frame it for arson to justify further political suppression. In Asia, North Korea said it was ready to sink a U.S. aircraft carrier which is heading towards the Korean Peninsula. The country also detained a U.S. citizen on Saturday as he was trying to leave the country. U.S. Vice President Mike Pence pledged Saturday to honor an Obama-era Australian refugee deal after Trump called it into question. And in the Maldives, a liberal blogger who often poked fun at the government was stabbed to death. Yikes. You see, at least in this country, I can talk all this mess, and that's it. You know what I mean? Moving on to Europe. The United States has called for a transparent investigation into the death of an American paramedic in the Ukraine after the vehicle he was riding in struck a mine. Britain went a day without burning coal for power on Friday for the first time since the Industrial Revolution. High five, Britain. Good job. You know, we got plenty of natural gas we could sell y'all. You don't have to buy it from the Russians. A new study released Sunday shows that in I don't know if they actually buy a whole lot of stuff from the Russians. I don't know why I said that. If that is completely inaccurate, you have my sincerest apologies, United Kingdom. A new study released Sunday shows that in 2016, countries in Central Europe had the largest relative increases in military spending. You know, I wonder if I compared, if we went back and started looking through all the old newspaper articles and stuff right in front of World War I and World War II, we wouldn't see something very much like what we're seeing today. I ever tell you my dad has a theory that we're going to see another big world war? He says World War III is going to happen when my kid is right around high school, which gives us about 7-8 more years. I hope he's wrong, but I don't know. Dad's pretty fucking smart cookie, dude. In the Middle East, the Afghan defense minister has resigned following the deadliest Taliban attack on Afghan forces since the United States invaded the country in 2001. Monday is Israel's annual Holocaust Remembrance Day, and Egyptian President, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi visited Saudi Arabia Sunday in a sign of thawing tensions between the two countries. Well, it's good to hear. Oh, hey. Boom. All right. That is all I got for today. I'm going to go ahead and buckle up now because I'm pretty sure that dude is right down there somewhere. Eek. And I'm worried too because look, dude. Yeah. Still have not gotten my inspection. I'm sorry, state of Texas. I want to get it done, man. I really do. It's just, I have to pay for people to fix it because it's not something I can do myself. It's got it's got leaks in the evaporation system. So that's the thing that, you know, now they I don't know if you'll probably know this, but it recirculates the exhaust from the engine and burns it off. I don't know exactly how. It absorbs most of it, I think, in the catalytic converter. Okay, I'm not 100% about that. But so it's a bunch of lines of stainless steel tubing under there, or at least I think it's stainless steel. It's probably just carbon steel. And so it's leaking from somewhere in there, and I need a smoke machine to find where the leaks are, and then I would have to fix the leaks. Problem is I don't have that kind of equipment, which is why most people have to take their cars places, because we don't have the diagnostic equipment to find the problems. It's easy enough to fix stuff once you know what's wrong. It's trying to find out what's wrong is a problem. Or, you know, pay somebody else to do it and then find out where the stuff's at and then maybe try and fix it. I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. I don't really know how that's gonna work out. So we'll find out. The last time I took it, the dudes wanted $870, and I was like, wow. You want my paycheck? Yeah, I don't think so. So, you know, we gotta eat first, bro. So I'm just rolling the dice every time I drive at this point. It's gonna be a big ass ticket because it's like damn near a year out of inspection. Again, sorry, Texas. I promise I'll fix it as soon as I get some money. So, I don't know. We'll see. Yep. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but this is a picture of me and a buddy of mine. It's one of the people I saw on Sunday when I went to that deal for Lonnie. Again, I don't know if you guys are going to watch this, but man, it was really good to see y'all. It felt good. It felt right. You know, it just, I think it brought some kind of peace to my heart, man. I'm serious. It was just really nice, man. It really made my day, made my week. This is my buddy Jeff. Yeah, you can't see it for crap. But, man, I haven't seen him forever, dude. And just, I don't know. It was great. And then Danny and Amanda and everybody. Chris Lee, Steven. Man, all you guys. It was great. It was really fun. Here's another one here. Nah, you can't see for crap. There we go. There's me in the middle like a dummy. At least I'm not flicking the camera off in that one. That's usually, my wife hates it because like every picture of me, I'm like, which it's not FU, it's your number one. It's always meant that. Oh, whew, man, it's hot. Anyway, yeah. That's it for today, y'all. My name is David Taylor. Thank you so much for watching, commenting. Please subscribe and share. I really, really, truly appreciate y'all's time. I hope you have a great day. It's going to be a good week. We'll see you tomorrow for Tuesday's show. Other than that, have a good one.